Welcome to our van life with our three chihuahuas, and this is episode 100. We are coming up on 2 years with our Storyteller Overland Mode LT on the Ford Transit, and it has been quite an adventure. Join us as we share and updated things we like and don't like with our van, and we thank you all for watching. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are Van Doggies. I am Pia.
And I'm Sean, and we are here in Lake Tahoe at the Adventure Van Expo, and we're reminiscing about all of the good and bad of owning a Storyteller Mode LT because this is our 100th episode.
Yay! And we've had this van for about 2 years now, so we wanted to give you an updated perspective of what the things that we like and don't like about our van.
So please stay tuned, and we're going to get some knowledge about modifications and other future changes that might help you when you're planning out your van.
So one of the things that I like about our van is the open floor plan. So as you can see, our van is wide open. There aren't any bathrooms, any walls that make the van feel enclosed. So I really enjoy that because it makes me feel less claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And I can see everywhere.
Yeah, and when Storyteller released the XO with the full bathroom, I think immediately we were like, no, it's not for us because it's extra space that it has to use, and it does feel a little claustrophobic when it's like right next to the bed like that. So we prefer the open floor plan for sure. My first big like is the drivability. I do the majority of the driving, and we just came up here to Lake Tahoe yesterday, which is around 7,000 feet over Donner Pass. The Ford Transit EcoBoost engine still kills it. 2 years in, we've done obviously all the service and maintenance that you need to keep it running well, but man, it is such a joy to drive. It's so powerful going up hills. We're going to talk a little bit more about off-roading, but I'm talking mainly about just highway driving. It is fantastic.
And he's talking about how he does all the driving. So I do most of the sleeping because the van drivability is so comfortable that I sleep like a baby.
That's true.
So the second thing that I like about our van is our bed, the Murphy bed. So we used to bring the Murphy bed up to a stow position, but decided to just keep it completely made so that we don't have to stow the bed every day. But I like that we upgraded our mattress into a Canyon Adventure Van Luxe mattress, and it definitely has made sleeping so much more comfortable on the bed. And we did end up using our mattress topper that we had from our previous van, so that also helps make everything super cozy and comfortable. But overall, even though we can't store as much stuff underneath the Murphy bed, it still works for us because it is an amazing bed, especially having the Luxe mattress.
Yeah, and I'm not a small guy, so when I side sleep in particular, on our previous mattress, the stock mattress, I would be tossing and turning all night, have hip pain, back pain. With this Luxe mattress, there's none of that. So it's a really beautiful sleep. Last night, slept like a baby. So I love that.
We do have to put side rails on the Murphy bed because it's so high off the ground, and our dogs sleep next to us. So it's more for their safety, and so we don't roll off the bed as well.
So we've added in a couple of the dogs because we know you guys love seeing them as well. And my second thing I love about the van is the additional freezer/fridge combo that we purchased last year from EcoFlow. Also has an ice maker, but we haven't used that yet. We don't really have a big need for ice. We don't make a lot of cocktails, but we do drink a lot of water and a lot of seltzers. and having that extra super cold drink when it's a hot day, or having cold water for these guys on demand, is really important, especially if we've taken a long hike or some type of dusty trail run. It's really helpful for us.
So we do a lot of long drives where we'll be on the road for about 8 hours. So it helps to have the fridge, especially since we do have a lot of food that we like to buy ahead of time when we plan out our trips. So the third thing that I like about our van is our hidden shower. So when the shower is not in use, everything is just put away and we still have room to put stuff on top of the hidden shower. Our hidden shower is so easy to set up. You just open the cabinet and unroll the halo shower, and then you're all set. The toilet that we did end up getting is the Trelino toilet, which we just actually just use bags, and so that way it's easier to clean and put everything away. Other than that, I don't miss having a full bathroom in our van. So I really like having the halo shower, the hidden shower.
Yeah, it's a great addition, and it takes so little space. So that's one thing that we really love about it, including in the floor plan. My last big thing that I love about the van is the outdoor kitchen. I do 100% of the cooking outdoors for a couple reasons. One, we really like to keep the smells of cooking out of the van. We don't really want the smell of any grease or anything that I'm cooking to get into our bedding or just inside. It's just a very smell sensitive family here, and so for that reason I need a lot of accoutrement to keep the cooking going. And what we just bought is a Day Lodge hanging kitchen, which can actually put all of your cutlery and different food items and spices and paper towels and plates and all of the things that you need to really make a solid dinner. And I can hang it right next to where I'm cooking on the outdoor power system. It's just a fantastic addition to be able to cook. And even in cold weather, it's something that is really easy to use. And so really love the outdoor kitchen setup here.
We tried cooking bacon in the van at one time with our old van, and that took a whole day of airing out the van just to get rid of the bacon smells. Ever since then, we learned that we don't like cooking in the van because we want to keep our van smelling clean and everything not greasy.
Especially when you're living in the van for multiple weeks, which we've done, it's really important to try to keep it smelling as nice as possible.
So let's move on to 3 things that we don't like about our van. So the first one I'm not too crazy about is that we only have a 21-gallon water tank, fresh water tank. And the reason for this is because I like to have my shower, as you can see from talking about our halo shower. So I would prefer that we do have a bigger tank, but it's not a big deal really. Like, we just have to find a place where we can fill up our water. And our gray tank holds about 24 gallons. So having a bigger water tank and gray tank would be very helpful for those long haul drives that we do.
Yeah, especially when we're being active and doing lots of hiking. And so those showers are necessary at that point, if we can't go into a lake or RV park that has its own shower.
Because at the end of the day, you really want to get freshened up, especially before you go to sleep. That way you can have a good night's sleep.
Yep, agreed. So my first negative aspect about this van is something that we've now experienced twice in 2 summers, almost to a day in August for our big trips. It just so happened that Pia's had a couple long vacations that we've decided to take, and both times our Volta alternator connection has failed to continue to charge while driving. that is one of the most critical aspects for us, because for the first year, we didn't even charge from shore power. It was a beautiful thing. We could boondock all the time, and as long as we drove for about an hour, we had a full battery. But when you can't charge and there's electrical problems, it really makes what you're doing in a whole different light, particularly in the summertime when it's hot.
Especially because we have 3 dogs who we need to make sure that they're comfortable, and having battery or power that's working properly is very crucial for their health and safety.
Yeah, so shout out to Warner Vans. As you guys have heard, they are a great Volta shop. Our Volta system still was under warranty, so both times we just had to get it to them and they fixed us up. At both times it was an electrical short where the actual cables melted in different harness points, and they were able to fix that, get us back working again. But we really, really need that charging system to work consistently for us. It's a big, big pain point.
So the second thing that I don't like about our van is our backup camera. The backup camera doesn't work all the time, especially when we are parked in tight spaces and you are reversing. The camera is not picking up the area around you. Instead, you see this blue screen of death, kind of similar to like when your computer stops working.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happens when we turn when the backup camera is turned on. So Ford did recall their backup cameras. We still have to get ours in to get it fixed,
Yeah.
but at this time, we just have to be very mindful and try reversing a couple of times to see if the backup camera will kick in.
Yeah, it's actually on order. Well, last time we had our van getting maintenance, they tried to replace it and couldn't. So that's still an ongoing issue. And we're also planning on putting in one of those pervasive backup cameras to help with this problem. But it is an issue and we have to get it resolved. My second thing that I'm not too happy about with this van is related to the suspension. Now, the suspension is really important to all driving, but in particular for off-road and going over dips and potholes, the suspension in this van can be really stiff, and also the sway bar in the back can make it feel like the whole back of the van is going to like twist off, and that's not a great feeling. So we've already put it through some pretty good off-road testing, and we've talked to a lot of other Mode LT and just Ford Transit owners, and thankfully there are solutions now that we're going to be exploring. So watch out for that in a new video that we look for a suspension upgrade.
The final thing that I don't like about our van is our bug screen. When we first got the van, the bug screen had already popped off the frame, and so we needed Rec Van to come and fix it for us. So they did a great job in fixing it, but later on, after a couple of weeks, the bug screen started going off the frame again. So at this time, I did like a band-aid fix and just velcroed it back on the wall, as you will see. And it doesn't really hold that well because it still keeps popping off, and I just have to keep reinforcing the Velcro where it's stuck to. So in the future, we will probably replace the whole bug screen and get something better.
Yeah, and this is particularly for the side door bug screen, which is the one that we use the most because we go in and out of the van, and we don't particularly like having bees or flies or mosquitoes in the van, so we have it up almost 100% of the time. So it's a pretty important thing that we want to get working, not only for us, but also for the dog's comfort.
Yes, and also because the bug screen helps prevent the dogs from just running out when we have the door wide open.
Yes. So my last negative thing about the van is something we're continually working on, and that is storage. We are always adding new things that we want to bring on trips, And we love our Canyon GSS, which does bring a lot of extra storage, both inside and on the external back side of the van with sliding drawers. But we still have much larger things that we have to figure out how to get from here to there. We recently bought a inflatable stand-up paddleboard that we took on a long trip, and it is heavy, and the only way to be able to get it in the van is I have to bring it up to the roof and put it in a roof bag. And I think we still need to figure out better ways to store, and especially the larger items, because if you don't want to go up there to get it out of storage to use it, then what's the good of bringing it, right? So we want to make it easier and more capable, especially as we get older. It's a big concern for me.
Yeah, we don't want him falling off, going up and down the ladder just to store stuff on the roof.
Yeah, so we'll be definitely excited about more storage mods, and we'll be showing you along the way as we do find and test out more and more things. So that's it for our things that we really love about the van and the things that we don't like about the van over our first 2 years. Stay tuned, we have one more tidbit here before we close this video. So our last section of today's 100th episode is showcasing a little bit about some of the trips that not necessarily we've done in the past, because we've gone to a lot of amazing spots, and you'll be seeing more as we catch up to 2024. But we want to talk about 2 big trips that we want to plan for in the future that you can be looking for on this channel.
So our first one is Alaska. So we would love to do a big trip in Alaska, and at this time we're not able to do that because of time constraints, but it's definitely on our radar. And hopefully by the time that we do plan our trip out to Alaska, we'll have everything working and have found ways to be able to make sure our stuff are properly stored, and that we also have a working battery system, especially if we do have to rely on our AC for our dogs and our heater for when it's super cold.
And there's probably one big reason why you want to go to Alaska, because you want to see
Bears.
She wants to see bears, and there's a lot of really cool, safe viewing opportunities for different types of bears that we're going to be exploring. And these guys will not be allowed if we go. It'll be most likely humans only. So we're excited to get into that trip, hopefully in the near future, once we have a little bit more vacation and time flexibility. My big trip is actually in the exact opposite direction. I really want to go south to Baja, which is one of the van life very cliche spots to go to, but I think for our purposes, it's also going to be one of our real favorite trips, because we love staying on the ocean, we love staying near the water, and we also have found that this van is really capable in the sand. So we really feel like we can trust the all-wheel drive. We really think that exploring in certain areas down in Baja would be fun and exciting, and it's just another opportunity to see new spots.
So we hope that you enjoyed watching our video today, and please consider liking and subscribing to our channel, because we will have more for you.
Yeah, and if you really do want to help this channel grow, please consider giving that and setting the reminder button as well, because all of that stuff helps the YouTube algorithm. We don't need to keep telling you this, but it would really help us, and it's free. So help grow the channel. We love meeting other folks out here in van life events. Please reach out if you see us on the road, and see you next time.
Bye.